Okay, guys, we're live and welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do my normal audio check before we go forward. Okay, guys, we're live and welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do my normal audio. Okay, sounds good. And Chris Syke, as far as graphics mods, that would be no. If you're talking about the stuff that requires you to hack your Switch and change things up, no. I'm just going to play the base game. I am not going to modify my Switch in any way. Welcome to the stream, Chad. We're just getting started, so as the posting suggested, we're going to go into the Outer Worlds for Nintendo Switch today. Do know that this is not going to be a witch hunt stream. I'm not going to spend the stream complaining about the performance issues. We're just going to dive into the game, and we're just going to see what all we can do. Do note that I am a good 15 hours into the game. Because of that, I'm going to avoid main quest stuff. So we're mostly just going to be exploring and sticking to side quests for about an hour or so. Honestly, I don't think I have 2 hours worth of side quests right now to do, outside of the companion quests, which I will also be avoiding. So put any questions you want in the chat, and we'll go ahead and start and just explore around for a bit. That's unfortunate, Chad. I don't know the situation with the retail release of it. I do work in retail at Best Buy, but, you know, considering I'm still on furlough right now, I'm not sure what all they have. I mean, you could probably check online to see if they have it in stock while we wait for the game to load in. Chris Syke, if that's the right way to pronounce your username, that's fine. I'm glad you stopped by, and I should have my review done probably not by Friday, maybe, but definitely by Monday. And Chad, as far as replay is concerned, I'm not sure. I'm only 15 hours into the game, and I have not beaten the main quest yet. But just to show you a little bit around the game, right now I'm just in the ship, the kind of hub that you can use to explore around in. So just get a little tour through the menus. So I'm level 20 now. As I said earlier, I'm about 15 hours into the game. So, you know, I've got my character beefed up pretty well as far as skills are concerned. I've got leadership, tech, stealth, dialogue, and range all up at 50, which, according to my last level up, seems to be the cap for the basic stat boosts. But yeah, once I beat the game, you know, in the next few days or whenever that is, then I'll be able to see what kind of replay value there is, whether there's like daily missions that you can do like in or repeatable stuff like in Bethesda games, or if it's just one and done. Yeah, after 15 hours, I'm really enjoying it, because I mean, I know the blur of the game looks especially bad in handheld mode, but I'm enjoying the game. Most of the worse like technical problems, like I find the frames drop a lot more when you're doing melee combat than ranged combat. But yeah, so that's my character. Here are the perks I've done so far: health, walking speed, some stuff for weight. And I've gotten most of the companions so far. I've gotten Ellie Felix, Nyoka, Parvi, and Vikar. And as far as what issues, Luke, there are occasional frame drops depending on how many enemies are on screen. But yeah, we'll probably find some enemies as we go through the stream, so we'll be able to actually see what those issues are. And the resolution is a bit low, so there is a fair amount of blurring, especially in the larger areas, and the blur is a little bit more intense in handheld mode, which I'm actually no. I need to go to album so I can actually show you, because I took a couple screenshots comparing handheld mode with docked mode. Now where are those at? Oh, here we go. So this screenshot right here is in docked mode, and this screenshot is the same thing in handheld mode. Now if you look especially on Ellie, the character on the left, like you can see a fair amount of blurring on her right there. It's like these two right here. It's like, that looks alright. And then we go to handheld mode, and there's a much stronger blur on her character model. And Robert, I probably will review Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I did buy it, I just haven't started playing it yet, because I've been working on Outer Worlds, and I've been working on the Borderlands games. Luke, you can take up to 2 companions at once. So let's go ahead and go somewhere for a side quest. And when we leave the ship, you'll be able to see the little choose your companion screen. Because a lot of this stuff is definitely inspired by like Bethesda games like the Fallout series, but you can definitely tell Obsidian made it, because with a lot of the way this is structured, like going to different planets and having several decently sized environments instead of one giant open world, definitely reminds me of their past work, like the Knights of the Old Republic games. So we're on a planet, and we're going to leave here. And here's the party menu. So I've got 4 out of the 5 companions. Basically, you can pick and choose. You can take up to 2 with you at one time. And my battery, my controller's running low, so I'm gonna have to swap that out real quick. I'll just connect my other controller here, make sure it's working. There we go. That should last the stream. So I'm just going to set my Joy-Cons over here. And reconnect this controller again, and we should be good to go. But anyways, yeah, you can pick up to 2 party members. I've mostly been sticking with Ellie and Parvati, which she's the first companion you can find in the game. But we'll go ahead and continue and go out into our area. And as far as playing as a good or evil character, Chad, I've mostly been playing a good overall character, but I've done some different decisions, like I've done some not super good decisions, like when I was doing Ellie's companion quest earlier. I won't get into the details of that, but it's mostly been a good character, I would say. Because the first quest that had you kind of like trying to choose between factions, I did something that kind of benefited both of them. Alright, so here's where we are for the current side quest I have, which is Little Memento. So I'm just supposed to investigate an outpost. So you can probably tell there's a fair amount of blurring and whatnot on the environments that are farther away, like those big cliffs over there. And one thing I've noticed is there is a lot of pop-in, where stuff will just kind of appear in a distance. Yes, Chad, there's a lot of kind of like go here and do this and then return to the quest giver to finish the quest. So right now I'm going to this outpost for an NPC, I believe that was on another planet. And like I said earlier, with the whole planets things and the good and evil system that you mentioned, Chad, I know there's a lot of kind of mirrors with games like Skyrim and Fallout, but I also see a lot of Obsidian in this game, which I mean makes sense because they're the ones that made it. because it really just gives me that Knights of the Old Republic vibe. Welcome to the stream, Zio. I'm enjoying it a lot. It took me a little bit to kind of get into the motions for this, but I've been liking it quite a bit. I'm about 15 hours into the game, so yeah, I feel like I'm a good bit into the game. Oh yeah, 2K, you like the rifle that I'm using, the very odd-looking rifle with the scope that is longer than the barrel. I actually had to go back to a backup earlier today because I was doing mods to it and I accidentally removed the scope. So I had to take one that I had given to Ellie so I could keep using it for sniping. But anyways, we're exploring an outpost, so we can take a look at how big the maps are. Because, you know, unlike Fallout and Skyrim and all that, you don't have one giant map, you just have several pretty large maps that you can explore for each planet. So we are going down here, and all of these compasses are fast travel points that you can unlock as you find them. So we're going to want to jump down here. And you'll probably notice as I play through the game that the load times are pretty lengthy most of the time. But, you know, we'll wait through it and get to where we're going. And the pop-in that I mentioned earlier, you guys will probably see as soon as we hop in here and start walking around. Which thankfully, because I mean, I know someone was talking to me on my community tab yesterday about enemies popping in really close to the character, and I have not seen that yet, thankfully. Thank you all, I appreciate you enjoying the reviews. I enjoy making them. So okay, let's see if we can see some pop in. I don't see much of that right now. So let's just, I guess we'll just move closer to our objective. Because you can definitely see the lighting and shadows washing over some of this stuff. Because the first planet you go to, you could really easily see the pop-in. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start sniping these guys. Which I really like their replacement for VATS in this game, since, you know, in Fallout you could slow down time a little bit and target limbs, but this the time slowdown in this game I really like because it's really easy to snipe and get really good headshots. Alright. There they went. Oh, I'll try not to move too far away from the mic, because I know in the last stream I did that a little too much, and I had little segments where I got pretty quiet. So assuming this controller doesn't run out of battery like my Joy-Con did when we started, we should be okay as far as that is concerned. Alright, let's switch over to my Cosmic Carbine. You see, in this scuffle we're going into, I don't see that many frame drops, but like when I started the game, when I was doing melee stuff, I found that upon melee hits, like with swords and stuff, that dropped frames a lot more than being ranged and shooting with firearms. In chat, it's been a minute since I played Borderlands 2 on the Vita, because I mean, I would probably compare it more to other games on the Switch. Like, if you were to compare it to Ark Survival Evolved, it's not as bad as that was. Because Ark had areas where the frames just dropped to an abysmal level that, without basically creating a cheat server in the game, you couldn't go through some of the caves to get the artifacts for the boss rooms. I have not found that in this game. Like I said, melee does increase the frame drops more than ranged, but I haven't found anything that's really unplayable or anything quite yet. And yes, Luke, you can leave companions on the ship. I can take one with me, two with me, or none with me. Because earlier today I was doing Ellie's companion quest her on her home planet, and I opted to only take her with me for it. And yes, I am Zacchus. This is the Switch version. I'll go ahead and show you. So here's the Switch main menu, and yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch version. Eric, I haven't heard anything about future patches, but I would not be surprised if they did. Because honestly, I think that they probably rushed this out a little bit at the end because of that big amount of time where they couldn't develop on it because of the pandemic. Because I remember there was news about this port being delayed because of the pandemic, even before COVID became a worldwide pandemic. So I imagine that had something to do with releasing it now and the state that it's in right now. Because I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm really enjoying it. But it definitely has a lot of visual and performance areas for improvement. All right, where is that coming from? Okay, so anyways, back to yeah, we were looking for Pop-In. So let's just walk around. I'm not seeing very much Pop-In in this environment, which is surprising. Okay, let's back up a little bit and see if we can get some Pop-In to happen. Well, maybe we'll find some later then. That's weird. Chad, there are a lot of NPCs in settlements and towns. There are the occasional NPC wandering around. Like that's not an NPC. That is an enemy.
Here we go.
But yeah, like I've found the occasional NPC actually wandering around the wild parts of each planet, but a lot of them are in towns themselves. Yes, I am Zacchus. This is docked mode. I can show you. I showed everybody just a little bit ago the visual difference between docked and handheld modes. So I'll go back to that screenshot for just a second so you can see it. It plays pretty much the same in handheld mode, but it looks a lot blurrier. These are the two screenshots that I showed earlier. So this screenshot right here is docked mode. So you can see there's a pretty fair amount of blurring on stuff, and when you switch to handheld mode, it looks like this. Because like I showed Ellie's model earlier, so there's a fair amount of blurring there, and then when we switch to handheld mode, there's a lot of blurring there. So if the blur doesn't bother you, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. But because as I said, I haven't really noticed that much of a difference in performance, as in like frame rate wise, between docked and handheld modes. It just looks a lot rougher. So, well, let's just go ahead and go to our quest objective. And for anybody coming in, I am 15 hours into this game, but I am not going to I'm not going to do any main quest stuff in the stream, and I'm not going to do any companion quests on the stream, just to keep it as spoiler-free as I can. So, let's keep heading this way. Because as you can see, all of the stuff around here, like, there's still, like, animated stuff, like, you know, like the water out there and all the stuff, like, out in the distance, like, with planets in the sky. That looks really good. It's just, you know, there's a lot less detail on everything else in the world than on the other versions of the game. And there's a fair amount of blurring on everything. Keith, I'm not sure if I'm to the point that you heard about yet. I am. I'm not. I think I might be about a third or maybe a half of the way through the game as far as main quest stuff is concerned. But so far, as I've told others earlier in the stream, doing melee weapons seems to make the frames drop a lot more than ranged weapons. So I found it to be smoother with ranged weapons, even though like aim can be pretty shaky at times. But I found that ranged is just smoother and better than melee. Okay, so my marker was this way. Okay, I completely passed it by. No, Chad, it has not crashed on me yet. Which, I mean, the same thing happened with Bioshock, because I've heard people talk about Bioshock 1 crashing on the Switch, and I went through all of Bioshocks 1, 2, and Infinite, and then they never crashed at all. Alright, so we'll go to a terminal. I'm assuming we're going to need one of these to get information from. Yep. Alright, we'll pick up some stuff in here. Electronic lock. Alright. Now we're after mercenaries for this outpost. Okay, so now we'll go out and get some mercenaries and probably show you a little bit more of how combat goes. Okay, heavy ammo. Grab some stuff in here. Yeah, because like stuff like this is where the game really just starts feeling very similar, and you can see the inspiration from Fallout. Because I mean, I honestly think this is kind of like take Fallout and take just Obsidian games in general, like Knights of the Old Republic, and you've got this game. Alright, so how far off is that? That's 120 meters. That's not going to take long at all. So let's go around up here. Yeah, that's a good idea, Keith, because we might get patches not too far, especially with how heavy the criticism has been for this game. Because, I mean, the day that the first gameplay videos go out, it was like the Switch community just immediately went into negative and witch hunt mode. Which, I mean, I'm not going to say this game doesn't have problems, because it clearly does. But, you know, it's not to the point where it's unplayable. You can still get enjoyment out of it. Alright, slow down time to do this headshot. There we go. Yeah, I've really been using this gun a lot. I think half just because of how ridiculous it looks. Alright, so we got all of that. I picked up another gun. Let's see what this is. Okay, pistol, DPS 187, 112. Ellie is... No. Actually, no, I am going to swap Ellie out because she's more of a pistol person. So let's give her... Let's give her this new weapon. And I don't have any... Oh, right, I need to put a helmet on my character because I accidentally sold my helmet earlier. Okay. Chad, I've seen a fair amount of different weapons. Like, I found pistols, shotguns, hunting rifles like what I've got here. And I've seen some plasma weapons, assault rifles, and machine guns. So I've seen a fair amount of different weapon types that I've picked up so far. The ones that I'm just using a lot of now is... Yeah, these are just the three that I've been currently using. Because we got this, which is the hunting rifle with an absurdly long scope on it. This is the sawed-off shotgun I've been using. And this is the plasma carbine, which I really like. It reminds me of the Gauss rifles from the Fallout series, because you can do normal shots and then you can charge up a shot to use more ammo and do a lot more damage to enemies. But yeah, that's just what I've been using right now. Nick, I haven't played it yet, but what I got in the sale that's going on right now, at least the North American sale was the Nino Kuni Switch port, because it is down to $20 right now on both Switch and PS4. Alright, we got restricted access here. Is this where we're supposed to be going? No, it's not. Chad, it does, but it doesn't. I've seen spots where it goes a little cinematic for kills like that, but it doesn't look nearly as good as in the Bethesda games. It just kind of only lasts a couple seconds and just shows them falling. It doesn't... I don't feel like the angles of it are nearly as good as it is in games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout. But they are there. They're just not as dramatic, and they don't look as epic as it does. Because, I mean, you just kind of see the body flail for a second and then switches right back to your first-person view. Alright, so we're going up that way. So we're probably going to have to go down here to find a way up. So at least this is showing you a lot of how the environments look. Because, I mean, I went into this game knowing it wasn't going to look good because of all the stuff that was going on when the first gameplay videos went up. But, to its credit, at least the resolution doesn't constantly change. That's, as much as I enjoyed the Switch port of Ark Survival Evolved, I didn't like how the resolution was constantly changing. Alright, so that didn't look like a path I could take up there. So let's go over this way. Let's jump over this. Okay, so we're examining some skeletal remains, and I guess that's what we needed to do for... Oh, we were finding mercenaries, not taking out mercenaries. Alright. So we just leveled up, so we can actually show that off. I can't do perks right now, but I can at least show you skills. So, like, yeah, earlier I said that 50 seemed to be the cap for these skills, because it will not let me put any more points in all of these that I've got 50 on. Because I guess I'm gonna have to put stuff in defense and melee, because I haven't used them. Because I haven't used melee weapons since probably the first story quest, and I don't think I've ever used the block ability. But you know, I'll bring this up to 30, since I can't really put the points anywhere else. Patrick, I think it might depend on how many side quests you do, because I looked up the main quests, and it looks like there are about 12 or 13 main missions that you can do, and I think I'm on, like, the 5th one, and I'm about 14, 15 hours into the game. But at the start of the game, I did a lot of the side missions. Okay, so yeah, let's bring that up to 30, and we'll call that okay. Because I can't do any perks yet, because perks are only every 2 levels, but I can do my companions perks, so you can see how the perk system works there. So let's see. As you get more perks, more tiers unlock, and companions obviously have a lot less than what you have. They got base perks, and then these over here are the ones based on their class. Because Parvati is an engineer, so you got engineering based stuff here. So let's grab an engineering perk, and then I've got one more point. Yeah. Oh yeah, back to hours, Patrick. I would say this is probably going to be a 25 to 30 hour game. Just based off of my progress so far. It's probably going to take me about 25, 30 hours to get all of it done. Or at least all of the main quest stuff done. Alright, let's see. I don't need an increased chance to get mods. A 25% for the tactical time dilation meter is good. because that is the slowdown time ability that this game uses instead of VATS like in Fallout. So let's see where we're going now. We're supposed to return to the character Ash, which, where is that pointing us? Over here. Amber Heights. Okay, let's go over here. And as long as the load times are, I do actually enjoy everything that's up for the loading screens, because you got like cute little like diagnostics of enemies, advertisements, and sometimes you'll get little story bits as well. Kind of like having like little news clips of this is what happened to this faction, kind of like the radio did in the older Fallout games. Like in Fallout 3, whenever you would do something important, and Three Dog would come over the radio and talk about what you did, and would talk differently depending on if you did something good or did something bad. Okay, so the NPC we're looking for is over this way, so we'll head on over there. Keith, I hope it is replayable, because I really like these types of games.
I'm drinking here. Move yourself on.
All right. So now we're gonna turn in this quest.
Damn stupid part. Damn.
Alright, get through his dialogue. I'm not going to stay on dialogue too long because I don't want to be too spoilery, even though I'm avoiding main quest stuff and side missions. Just because this is pretty much the first stream I've done for a game where I'm just not right at the beginning of the game. Chad, I have not found a radio feature, so I do not believe so. Like, when you walk into buildings, you can hear music playing that sounds like it's coming from a radio, but as far as, you know, stuff you've got on your person, I have not found a radio feature. Because, you know, like with the inventory, you just got weapons, armor, and basically just supplies, junk, and quest items. So, if there is a radio in the game, I have not found it yet. Okay, so we turned that mission in, so let's see what else we got over here in side quests, because we're not doing the main quest stuff. So we can look for someone in Amber Heights, which I believe is on the planet that we're on. Oh yeah, it's literally right next to us. That works out. So now let's search for this person. And one thing I will say, before moving on, you can take two companions with you. Their armor changes their looks as you equip them, and I find the companions in this game to be a lot more reliable gameplay-wise than Bethesda games. Which, I mean, no offense to Fallout and Skyrim, but the companions in the Outer Worlds keep up with you a lot better, and they do a lot more for you in combat. There are a lot of times where I would start fighting a group of enemies, maybe like 5, 6 enemies. I would take down 2, and they would already have all of the other ones down. So I feel like the companion system in this game is a lot more reliable than in Bethesda's games.
The only new face around here. What do I call you,
Okay.
Welcome to
So we found our NPC for this quest.
Free this world? I am. According to her. Don't go play
And
with
I got
friends.
experience for it. Oh, now I'm convincing this guy to go home. So let's see. Okay, here's another thing I really like about the game. We've got stat checks, just like in Fallout. But what I like is that when you get a stat check done, you get experience just for using the stat. So we'll persuade him.
I don't know, Captain. No matter how much of a scene you make, sometimes they just aren't paying
And you see, I used the persuade stat, and it gave me experience for
You
it.
get it. She doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be...
So we'll get through the rest of this. And he is off going home, and we'll see if we have to go talk to someone else. Yep, we do. So yeah, like some of you were saying in the chat earlier and asking about if it's doing a lot of fetch stuff, there is a lot of back and forth stuff where most of the quests are, hey, do this, now go return to the NPC to talk about things, and with the main quests, sometimes that happens a little bit more often. So, where are we headed? Okay, we're headed back up here to the Stellar Bay Ruins. I haven't tried to kill the main NPCs, Chad, but, you know, since we can do manual saves in this game, we can find NPCs that are related to quests and give it a try. I think I did do that with an earlier quest I was doing, because I was trying to basically skip over a really long part of a quest and basically open up a safe in this NPC's room to get a special item I needed for landing clearance, and I undid this with reloading a save, but when I tried to pick it and all of them became hostile, my companions killed pretty much everyone in there, including the NPC. But we're turning in a quest right now, so we'll save when we get to our NPC, and then we'll see what happens. I am assuming it'll probably just automatically fail the quest.
They won't try that again.
So, let's see what happens. That was not an enemy. Whoops. But yeah, let's get back to doing that, and we'll test that out. We're going this way. All right. Oh yeah, this fast travel point always just kind of throws me off, because instead of loading you inside this area, it loads you right here, facing this way. So you think, okay, I need to go this way, when in reality, it's this way. So let's go in here, and we'll do this little test. So, loading in. Alright. Yeah, like I said earlier, the load times are pretty lengthy at times. Especially when you first load the game, because these are a lot shorter than when you're first loading the game load times, sadly. Alright, our NPC is this away. Okay, so we're turning... I'm gonna feel terrible about this because of the story behind this person. So we just made a manual save. And we're going to give this a try. Okay, they died. And quest failed. Okay, so he basically fails the quest and gets you a lot of guys after you, who apparently can't do damage or anything. So we're gonna undo this. We're gonna reload that manual save so we can turn this quest in and not lose even more reputation from that faction. And maybe later, if the main quest I have right now has a character attached to it, I can go see what happens if I do it to them. But I'm assuming I would assume the same thing would happen, but, you know, then again, it's main quest stuff.
No?
Okay, there we go. We finished that quest. And sorry if I'm going fast through the dialogue. I'm just trying to keep this as spoiler-free as I can, even with this side quest stuff. Alright, I got a lot of stuff for that. Did not level up again. And neither did you two. So let's see if there's anything new for you guys. Nope, you've got a helmet of 43, and you've got a helmet with... Actually, my helmet needs to be upgraded to that, because that's 421. There we go. Alrighty. So, what else have we got in our little to-do list? I don't want to do that one because it's got a lot of story stuff to it, so we'll go and do this one. We'll see where it's at. Okay, so it is on the same planet. So let's go down here to the CMP Borst factory, and we'll see what we can do with that. And Johanna, as far as the spinning loading wheel while walking, I have encountered that about 3 times so far. It's only lasted a couple seconds, but I have had it happen. Alright, so where are we going for this one? Can we go in here? If we want to get immediately attacked, we can go in here. Let's back away a little bit. Switch over to Carbine and just take care of these guys. Alright, now we can... Okay, requires a key. So let's see if any of these bodies has the key that we need. Looks like that is a... There it is. Okay, now we can go in. What do we have here? There we go, they're taken care of. Here we'll get farther. And I hope that this side quest is going to be worth it, because we're losing a lot of reputation over this. Oh, welcome to the stream, nerd. And yes, we're just going into another side quest here real quick. The stream's probably not going to be as long as others because I don't really have that many side quests to do. And like I said earlier in the stream, I'm going to avoid all of the main quest stuff to keep as spoiler free as I can, because I am 15 hours into the game. What? Okay, so let's explore around this place for a little bit. See what all we got in here. 'Cause based off of coming in here, this side quest has already completely destroyed my reputation with this place. So let's see, a character, go over to reputation. Yeah, I am pretty bad on reputation here right now. So let's see here. Oh, I can talk to the factory employees. Good, they're not going to attack me like the other guys are. There we go. Nerd Hollow, it feels very similar to Fallout. Like earlier I said, it's kind of, I view it kind of like a cross between the feeling of Fallout, like with looting, and a lot of other stuff with how quests work and whatnot, and Obsidian's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games, especially with the whole fact that the Outer Worlds doesn't have one giant overworld map. It's kind of got a bunch of different planets you can visit that each have pretty large maps in and of themselves. But I have seen a lot of, you know, kind of like inspirations that were clearly taken from Fallout. Because like this gun right here reminds me of the Gauss rifles from Fallout, because it's a plasma weapon. You can do normal shots and you can charge it up. And it's reminiscent to me because I use a Gauss rifle in Fallout 76. So it feels very similar to that kind of weapon. And we got vending machines here, which, I mean, this month seems to be the month of vending machine shooting games on the Switch, because if, as someone pointed out in the Borderlands stream I did, both BioShock and Borderlands all use vending machines for vendors, and so does this game. Alright, so let's see. I can sell all that to make a little bit of money. I don't need that, I don't need that, and I don't need this. So let's see, where are we actually going in this place? Okay, we're going over this way. So let's find a way over there and see what we can do with this. Let's see, we got some supplies there. Okay, he is taken care of. And now that I'm fighting their workers again, my reputation is continuing to decrease. So I hope I don't have to do any missions for these guys later, because they probably won't have any part of it. And thankfully, if you couldn't tell so far, the performance stuff with the frame rate is a lot better in these smaller enclosed areas than it is out in the sandbox environments. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can open this. Good deal. So let's head over this way. This guy. Actually, let's switch back to my sniper. See if I haven't aggroed them to the point where I can't still try to snipe them off. There we go. Got them. And one blessing this game does have, especially with the fact that there are frame drops when you're fighting out in the open world, is the gyro controls and the slowdown time feature really do work well together. Alright, let's get the shotgun out from this guy. Supplies we're getting here. And if you notice there, I was just now trying to aim at that barrel, and the game also has aim assist. Not sure if that can be turned off or not. Not that I'm going to, but we'll just look. Yep, aim assist can be turned off. Alright, let's get this guy taken care of and, you know, completely destroy our reputation with this faction. Okay, looks like we got armor stuff just now. Let's take a look at that. 26. You've got 31. And I can't do that because you're in combat. Okay. So I'll have to wait till we clear this room out. Where are you at? You're not in combat. Let's try it out again. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get out of this room first. Let's see. Our objective's over here. So let's jump up here. Okay, we got an autosave for some reason, so let's jump over here and climb up this ladder. Okay, let's see. Okay, we can pick this lock to get in here. Good deal. And here's our NPC for the mission. Yes, chat. It does support online cloud saving. I tossed my save files around between my V2 Switch and my Switch Lite. It's right here. We've got it. All right, let's see what we got here.
Whoa, now. These are my private.
All right, let's get through your
I
dialogue.
kind of liked it when his attention was elsewhere.
While I let us.
Now let's see. I can attack him, or yeah, I'll see if there's some other way.
Listen.
No, I'm not going to attack him.
You desire that I should.
Oh, good. I can do a medical check.
You think? How it?
And let's see here.
The king is.
Good deal, good deal. Looks like I convinced him. And let's see. No. I'm not gonna kill them. So let's see the quest updated with. Okay, now we can go back to Catherine and convince her to work with him, so we can do kind of a peaceful thing here. Alrighty. So let's see where we're going here. I won't be able to fast travel from inside this place, but alright, I'm going back over here. Yeah, I cannot fast travel from this location, so let's work our way back down. I wasn't planning on doing it like that, but hey, whatever. Go ahead and heal. And we'll head on out of here. There we go, the exit's over this way. Nerd Hollow, that is by default in design. Lockpicking has been like that for me since the game started. The only thing in regarding to sneak type things that I unlocked was pickpocketing. I did not have that by default. But yeah, lockpicking has always been like this, where basically you can pick it as long as you have enough skill and enough lockpicks on you, and you just hold it down. Now with locked things in rooms with NPCs, there's a timer on it and it lasts longer, basically giving them more time to alert themselves to the fact that you're trying to steal from them. But yeah, it's been like that for pretty much the entire game for me. Okay, so the exit's over there, but I can't access this unless this isn't the exit. Well, let's look around for a minute. Alright. Here are Okay, here are some animals. Not gonna kill them. We'll just grab stuff from there and wander around and try to find another way out of this place. Because that door is sealed. Alright, we come up here and head on this way. This is just a... Am I interrupting something? We're just gonna let that guy stay sitting on that toilet. We'll come down here and see if we can find the way out of here. I mean, we came in this place, so we should be able to get out of here. Okay, whatever this is, I can pick it. Yep, that is the way out. Not the way I came in, but it is the way out. Alright, once we're out of here, we can leave again to turn in this mission. Alright. Yes, Burton, that armor does look remarkably like the stuff from New Vegas. Okay, so let's see. We are 422 meters away, so we can probably just... Actually, let's not fast travel. Let's walk there. Let's look around this place a little bit more, probably fight some more enemies on our way back. Thank you for that, Rick. I really appreciate that. Nerd Hollow, as far as animal followers, I have not found any yet, because I only need one more companion before I have all of them, and I'm not sure if they are also human or if they are animals like dog meat. But I haven't found any like that yet. So we're almost there, and I kind of was okay, alright. If you guys noticed it just now, we had some pop-in with that sign popping up on the screen. So that's at least something. But yeah, oh yeah, we're almost back. So let's just run in here, turn this in, and yeah, let's go turn this quest in to the person in Fallbrook. Alright, loading in. Okay, so let's find this NPC. Let's turn in this quest, and we'll see what's going on here. Let's see. Because I recognize this area, because you have to actually go here for Ellie's companion quest. Because when I had to go here for it, I was not familiar with the area. Oh, that's right, because I think I picked up this side quest when I did that. So... Oh no, I didn't. I didn't talk to Catherine for that.
Oh, what does he mean?
So let's see if we can use stat checks to get her to play nice as well.
True enough. But
Ah, persuade of 50. I've got enough for that.
point taken. Good help is hard to come by. Still. So were a lot of things.
And another persuade of 50.
All right. Reckon.
Is that the end of that quest? It is. All right. I got that quest done. We did the whole peacekeepers method. Nobody got killed, even though they both wanted to kill each other.
Not just some kind of swearing, but she swears awful.
All right. And that is all of the kind of non-story related side quests I've got. We've got some more stuff, so let's head back to the ship real quick. We'll do some, show you a little bit of the customization we can do. The unreliable interior. So let's just go in and see what we can do with that. Okay, so yeah, here's our ship again. So we got our area over here with the AI computer system, our nav computer, because like I said earlier, this reminds me heavily of the Knights of the Old Republic games that Obsidian made. So you got all these different planets that you can actually visit and do stuff on. But let's go over and show some customization, because I probably have a lot more money now I can use to tinker around with my weapons. So let's see. Hunting rifle and the carbine I use the most, so let's see. I've got a mod I can put on the carbine. This is ranged weapon mod, increases the amount of ammunition the weapon magazine carries, which I don't really need because I never really run it down. Yes, Nerd Huddle. I really like the loading screens as well, because I also like how some of them pull up story stuff that you do for the main quest, where it'll say this happened to this faction because of a stranger, i.e. you. So let's see, we're not going to modify that, but you can also repair it, break it down into materials, and tinker with it, which is basically just upgrading it, increasing its stats. So let's see, the hunting rifle's already at 333, so we'll go ahead and see what we can do. One upgrade to the plasma carbine, bring its damage up from 123 to 131, so let's go ahead and do that. And this is also how I've run down on money several times throughout the game so far. And get the shotgun up to 60. And was there anything else we can do in here? Yeah, I'll just show you real quick what you can do with the inventory, because we got extra guns here where you can break them down into weapon parts. So we'll break all three of these down into weapon parts. And then we'll go back up to... Oh, my hunting rifle is at a condition of 0%. Let's go ahead and repair that. So you can use those weapon parts to repair. Weapon parts required, your weapon parts 29, so I barely have enough to repair that back up. And you can do the same thing with armor, where you can take this. That looks interesting. No, I'm not going to use that. So let's break that down into armor parts. That's 26. No, that's not better than what I've already got. And then we'll condition of 33%, so we'll see if we can repair that. We can. Good deal. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do a hard save to make sure I don't lose all the progress that we've done here. I don't have that much more as far as side quests to show you. This was a little short compared to my last one, but I'm going to go ahead and close the stream out. So, I'm glad you guys came in, and I will see you next week.